Welcome to RB Boys Volleyball here live on RBTV. I'm Dakota McGonigal here, joined by Alicia Mueller, as today the 10-14 RB Bulldogs are set to take on the 8-20 Ridgewood Rebels. Alicia, what can you tell me about this RB volleyball team?
Well, the RB boys have been doing amazing. Tonight's their senior night. They have just been shooting through any competition that they have. Great serves, great digs from their libreros. The boys are doing amazing, and we hope to see another win tonight.
Absolutely they are, ranked number 86 in Illinois, just outside of the top 1,000 in the nation. So certainly successful season despite the losing record. They played a very hard schedule and got their signature win over Glenbard East. Alicia, what can you tell me about this Ridgewood team, which has just not looked as quality as RB has?
Well, we've seen with the Ridgewood JV team, they lost to our Bulldogs tonight. They give a good performance, but our Bulldogs have come out stronger, and I don't doubt that our varsity will do any less. I think that while Ridgewood can provide some strong competition, nothing for our Bulldogs that they can't drive through.
Definitely, and RB is certainly going to want this win, as if they are able to grab it this Thursday, they will decide the conference title with Glenbard South, as they both sit 3-1 in the Upstate 8. And looking at Ridgewood, ranked 200th in Illinois, just inside the top 2,500 teams in the nation. Certainly not a great season for them, but they do have 3 senior captains who look to make a difference. Alicia, for Ridgewood, what can they kind of try and do to get themselves into this ball game?
They can try and perfect their spikes and blocks as much as possible. We've seen our boys practicing and warming up earlier, and we've seen some great, absolutely great spikes. But the Ridgewood, if they really want to have a chance to win at this game, they're going to have to bring their blocks as best as possible.
Definitely they are, as we see both teams warming up right now. Senior night here for the Bulldogs. RB with 7 senior players on varsity to Ridgewood's 3, so certainly an experience difference between the Bulldogs and the Rebels. How can RB take advantage of that, Alicia?
Well, at least all of the boys on our team have had 4 to 5 years of experience, meaning that they could have had outside play also. Some of them have said to been playing club. We don't know for Ridgewood if that's true. But 7 compared to 3, I mean, that makes up almost more than half the team. Our RB boys have such a great chance at this, especially with the experience and just the leadership that they show throughout any of their games. They're most definitely to win.
Definitely looking towards the end of this season, like we talked about, RB does have that game this Thursday. With a win today, would be for conference against Glenbard South. A couple more games to end this season. Ridgewood only has 1 more game left on the docket. I believe that'll be against Wheaton Academy on the 15th of May. So Ridgewood's starting to wrap up the end of their season. They're not going to make state playoffs, but RB with a real chance to make state playoffs. What can they kind of shore up on their roster against a weaker opponent tonight?
I mean, it's another win. A win is a win, but also just going against such a low team, I think it'll be, to say the least, an easy win. Also, since they have a chance at state compared to Ridgewood, who's going against Wheaton, which Wheaton is known to be good at their sports, I highly doubt that this will be much of a challenge tonight or Thursday night.
Well, as RB, like we've said, contending for that conference title.
Yep.
Very illustrious history of this volleyball program. One of the higher-ranked sports here at RB, especially girls volleyball. Look at the scoreboard, some legends. See as both teams continue to warm up. Looking towards the future of these teams, we just saw the JV game, very dominant win for RB. What can both of those teams, those JV squads, take away from this matchup, as many are still watching here in the stands?
Well, Ridgewood definitely knows that RB is dominating right now, especially even their JV and varsity are doing great hand-in-hand. Well, RB, I mean, while they do have these wins coming upon them and a very huge gap, as we've seen in the last play for JV, it was 25-5. I don't doubt they'll, doubt themselves too much in the next upcoming season or next few games that they have before wrapping up the season. Varsity, I wish the seniors luck on their future, but I think that the lower classmen behind them will take up and step up and lead the challenge.
Definitely exactly what RB is trying to do with the development here. Certainly a great showing from a JV team who hasn't had the best season, but definitely looked the part tonight. Ridgewood comes into this one on a 5-game losing streak. That's got to be some bad mojo for the Rebels. What can they do to kind of break that win streak? And even if they, break that losing streak, and even if they can't get the win here tonight, what can they do to wrap up their season in a nice way?
Definitely, if they don't get the win tonight against our Bulldogs, if they try and beat Wheaton, again, very dominating school within their sports, they will have to play a tough game against them and try to at least get a good win before the end of their season. But going on a 5 losing streak already, it's not looking too daring for the Ridgewoods.
It is not. I'm sure Ridgewood would love to turn things around here tonight as both teams still continue to warm up. 10 seconds left in warm-ups here. Crowd starting to fill up. Not the biggest crowd in the world for senior night, but certainly a substantial one. There's many parents out here showing their support. Saw earlier on senior night RBTV's own Aiden Shep. Love to give him a shout out.
Absolutely.
Appreciate him for all the contributions he's made, both to RB Volleyball and to RBTV. Congratulate him on his first place talk show win in MMEA's last Friday. Sure he's going to have a bright future regardless of whether or not it's in, he said, pre-dental track.
Yeah.
Either that or sports broadcasting. I know I prefer sports broadcasting for him because he really is so good at it, but yet to be seen. University of Iowa, some very solid sports programs across the board, so certainly he'll have a good opportunity if he decides to pursue that career path. The warm-ups continue.
We're seeing some spikes right now, some back and forth.
I'm not a big volleyball expert, but I understand that you have played it. How important is getting loose before a match?
That's the most important thing. I mean, calf cramps, arm cramps, you know, going in with tight muscles is absolutely horrible. I've actually had knees lock on me after coming down from block, which doesn't feel too great. So definitely getting warmed up like the boys are doing now. They're doing absolutely amazing, and they're strengthening all of their points that they need to, the spikes, the blocks, and everything, which is looking beautiful.
It really is. And, you know, as a former volleyball player, are you still a current volleyball player?
I am.
Okay, as a current volleyball player here at RB, what kind of insight can you give to what RB should be working on to start this game?
I think that they should be working on digs, especially, like I said, we see a lot of spiking and a lot of blocking, but not a lot of digs, and digs will come very fast, and if your feet aren't moving, you can lose that ball real quickly. Definitely just being prepared, keeping your feet on a move. If not, you will have a very high chance of losing that ball. And trying your best with accuracy, making sure that your shots go as closest to where you want them to as possible. If not, they can go out of bounds. They can hit somebody in the face that you didn't mean to. So working on accuracy and digs will definitely help the Bulldogs tonight.
Kind of a personal question here. What is your favorite drill to work on pre-match?
Definitely my digs. I play Librero because I'm one of the shortest people on the team, and I love it. I will play Librero till the end of my career, possibly. I love it so much. Just being able to dive for the ball and just go for it, beautiful.
And as volleyball, it's becoming a more and more popular sport. You know, the National Volleyball League starting to gain some popularity. College volleyball, especially in the women's sector, has a good bit of popularity. To some of the audience who might not understand what a libero is or what some of the positions in volleyball are, how much light can you shed on that?
A libero is usually the shortest person on the team, as volleyball consists of a lot of tall people, especially for blocking and spikes. The libero stays in the back middle most of the game, and they go for balls that the taller teammates are unable to get. So you're just diving, you're always close to the ground, your knees are always bent, ready to go, and you don't do too much action, but as long as you can get that ball up and keep it up off the ground, you're doing your work.
We see a lot of very powerful spikes, very powerful kills in boys volleyball. What are some of the positions that are most likely to get an exciting play like that?
Definitely the front two. The outsiders are the biggest spikers. They're definitely always going to act as a setter to give them the spikes, and you know, any person who wants the adrenaline and wants that aggression, they will definitely go for the outside positions and, you know, stay up front. They get the most play, they get the most rumble. Yeah.
Well, the main man to highlight for the Bulldogs is the junior Michael Austin. Like you said, an outside hitter, very exciting. What can you say about his game?
I can say, seeing now even with the warm-ups, he's doing great. He's bringing the strength that he needs to. He's bringing his precision, and he's trying his best even for warm-ups. So I'm very excited to see what he'll provide tonight. And saying as though, seeing our Bulldogs record, they're doing pretty good having him on the team.
Absolutely they are. Like we said, the main man to highlight. He's been the Bulldogs' best player all season. Certainly some other solid options, though. The multi-sport athlete, RB's football kicker, John Bila-Bradak, another outside hitter with big impacts. RBTV's own and RB's own, Aiden Sheff, the man in the middle for the Bulldogs. See him practicing some of his spikes right now.
The setter's also doing amazing in the middle, passing balls and everything. You know, that takes enough. If they're not accurate, the outsider will definitely mess up on their hit.
Definitely, coordination in warm-ups is important. It's not just coordination in games, but when you practice, you're getting loose before a game. Again, I'm not the expert, but certainly looks very important to keep that rhythm together.
Absolutely.
So we see him working on a little bit of blocking now. Seeing this power that the RB hitters have, if you're a Ridgewood, how would you try and combat that? Is there definitely the shorter roster coming into this one?
Absolutely. I mean, shove your tallest players at the front, trying to get those blocks. You're allowed to, I think it's 2 to 3 people at the front, so piling as many people to block that ball as possible will help Ridgewood tonight. But like I said, seeing the strength our boys are having, we're doing pretty good so far.
Definitely indeed. Continue to see those powerful strikes. Out there in the Librero jersey, it's the sophomore for RB, Kyle Coomer, 6'1". Talk about it for basketball with Noah Van Tholen. Kyle Coomer, kind of the Noah Van Tholen of RB boys volleyball. Certainly the future of this program, and you can see the power right there. As now Ridgewood will take the court to do some of their warm-ups. We talked about those 3 senior captains. I'm going to butcher all 3 of their last names as they are very long and very Polish, I'm presuming. Patrick, oh boy. I'm so sorry if Patrick's family watches this. Nope, that's not right.
Kolopowski?
Man. Regardless, Patrick, we're probably just going to call you Patrick. I'm sorry if that's not as professional as it could be. His last name is very long and has very many vowels, as many Polish ones do. And the 5'9" senior, one of the main liberos and defensive specialists for Ridgewood. Number 6, one of their other captains, an outside hitter, also 5'9", Max Wallawender. Someone to highlight. And then finally, their 3rd and final captain, number 11, Flip. Oh boy, another long Polish one. You said this one right earlier, right?
Lyskanowski, I think.
I feel like
I see him.
Which one is he? He's number 11?
11, yeah. He's going up to spike.
You can see we're very professional and know lots about volleyball. You know lots about volleyball, but
the names. It's the names.
Yeah, the names are a little tricky here.
Apologies in advance, y'all.
Yeah. Had this problem when we, or at least when I commentated softball. Benefit of the main announcer there is a lot of these schools, Ridgewood, Elgin area, tend to have very Polish communities. Chicago, very Polish. So certainly some long last names.
Absolutely. I just watched number 11 hit his spike beautifully to his coach, might I say, but it was looking very close to the out-of-bounds lines.
Again, that's Flip. I'm going to look up how to pronounce his name because I just have absolutely no idea, and I don't think we can do this broadcast if I just keep calling him Flip. Lysankuk? Lysankuk. That's definitely wrong. Lysanchuk. Man, This is going this is going great. Oh boy. Lisanjuk. All right. Anyway, there you can see Flip Lisanchuk right there with a very powerful spike. It's one of the taller players, one of the 3 people on this Rebels squad who are 6 feet or higher. It's like we talked about RB with some very tall hitters, especially in that front court. As the volleyball expert, what can having a shorter team give you in if any kind of advantage?
It can give you a small advantage. Like I said, if your taller teammates don't really get well to the ground, you can always get those balls very quickly. And I mean, as a shorter person, a librero, you're built to take hard hits. You're built to dig. You're built to take as many spikes as possible. But only having short will not benefit you if you're going against a team that will most definitely be slamming down spikes as much as possible throughout this game. So, like I said, cramming your tallest up in the front will benefit the Ridgewoods tonight. And as we see our Bulldogs huddling up in their corner, getting ready, pre-game ritual.
Very tight-knit RB team.
Absolutely.
Saw it from JV, barking in the huddle. Definitely not afraid to show some school spirit. I'm sure if Dr. Freitas is here, or if he was here, I do not see him, so I don't think he is here. If he was here, I'm sure he'd get a good kick out of that. Little under 90 seconds here for Ridgewood to finish warming up. See them practicing a little bit of blocking here. See RB huddled up in the corner of your screen. Alicia, what is the most important thing to talk about in a huddle like that?
Definitely just giving as much praise and encouragement from your coach. It's such a warming thing to hear before a game. Get your nerves out, talk to your teammates, wish them luck, and just go out there and give your all. Like, know that your team will still have your back no matter if it's a win or a loss, and knowing that you guys are in this as a team. There's no one man above the crew, and treat it as such.
Well, the Dogs are coached by Dan Bonrigo. Alicia, I know you know him personally. What is what would you say is his biggest strength as a head coach?
Well, he's a man of I feel like he encourages a lot, and he's very strong with his wording. It's not too much, not too less. He knows exactly what to say to get the boys encouraged, and I don't think that's going to be any different from tonight.
So he's a very strong motivator, certainly a great aspect for a head coach in any sport, including boys volleyball. The Rebels themselves are coached by Daniel Reznicki. You see both teams lining up for the national anthem. A great moment there is Whitney Houston's cover of the national anthem. Certainly a classic. You can see the boys for RB, all smiles, definitely getting hyped up for one of their last moments here on the court as a Bulldog. It was Dr. Dan Bonarigo. All right, then. Apologies to Dr. Bonarigo for not calling him doctor earlier. It's my mistake. I was not aware that he had a doctorate. Ridgewood, like you said, going with the biggest lineup they have, but also introducing one of their taller players, 6-foot-tall sophomore Daniel Popolewski. Interesting youthful moment there.
Our boy sharing some spirit.
And you can see the excitement from the RB boys here on senior night. Team's getting set here as we're a couple moments away from being underway. This is the junior, Bahrain, to serve.
Nice dig. Absolute beautiful spike.
Strong kill there from Michael Austin. We talked about him earlier. Surely going to see quite a bit of that here today. He's now serving for the Bulldogs. Santiago, it's Mexican. Mendelean. Again, I apologize. I don't mean any disrespect for my butchering of last names.
Nice spike, nice dig by number 7, and we were able to retrieve it over the net.
Strong spike there from Austin. Ridgewood recovering. It's going to be, I believe, net interference for Patrick Stipin, the junior of the Rebels, and they'll give RB the point. Tipped over by Ridgewood. So you hear there from the announcer, the Rebels will get the point. It's now 2-1 Bulldogs. Great spike there by Austin to get the kill. It's his 3rd point of the day and the 3rd point for the Bulldogs. It's been all Michael Austin so far.
And now he's serving.
Serve from Austin. Spiked into the net by Flip. Again, it's that Polish last name I can't pronounce. Austin on the serve again. Set by Ridgewood. Now RB. Strong spike there from Lopez, one of the seniors on this roster. There's an ace from Austin. See his power very early here as he's contributed to 5 out of the 6 Bulldog points. It's a strong kill there from Flip Lisanchuk. Set and spiked into the net by Quinn Shipley. Set for Lopez, and he's going to bury that one to extend the lead 7-3 Bulldogs early in this one.
Looking at the formation of the Bulldogs, we have 3 of our boys at the front, and the other 2 are spread out while we have our server in the back. Beautiful spike by 17.
It's Noah Beals, 6'2", one of the taller men on this roster, which is why he's in the middle. See that quick power you want.
Another ace.
Senior heavy roster showing their experience here is yet another senior with the ace there. That's Gavin Chernow, senior libero. He'll serve again, and that's another ace. Not a ton of power on that one, but poor job by the junior Zane Pan. And it's now 10-3 Bulldogs. RB storming ahead is another serve. And another ace. 3 straight aces for Gavin Chernow. The Rebels will take a timeout.
Absolutely, and we're seeing that the Rebels aren't really as prepared as they are, as the Bulldogs are. They're not getting low to the ground, they're not moving those feet, and those dives and digs are being hard to catch, resulting in that ball hitting the floor.
It's that power from RB that's been very effective so far.
Absolutely, Austin and Gavin are bringing the power with their serves and spikes, and the setters are doing amazing, getting those balls right to them. Can't say we just have to hope that Ridgewood can get it up. The current score is 11-3. Ridgewood just has to bend those knees and get those feet moving.
They do indeed. It's been a little sluggish so far from the Rebels. Team's getting set to break their huddle. You see all the enthusiasm on the RB side as they lead it by 8. Hear it over the comms. Chernow still serving. So returned by Ridgewood, but tipped quickly over by Noah Beals. Senior middle blocker, second kill of the day. And it's another poor job by the Rebels trying to return one of Chernow's serves. It's now a 10-point lead for RB as Ridgewood looks lost. Clean hit over by Chernow. Lechukin gets it back over for Ridgewood, and it's a strong spike by Noah Beals, his 3rd kill of the day. Chernow with another ace. Just keeps getting them as Ridgewood can't find a way to return one of his serves.
Absolutely. We often see the Rebels number 2 jumping in front of their libero number 9, and it's turning out pretty faulty.
Serve over by Chernow. Set by Ridgewood, and it's a strong spike that makes its way over for the Bulldogs. They'll set again, and that one's tipped at the line for an RB point. Chernow continues his serving for RB. So Ridgewood will set, and they'll just tip it over. Now RB setting, and it's a spike that is blocked at the line for a Rebel point. It's their first point in a long while. Finally, Ridgewood serving. Lechukin, it's it over, and RB will set. One spiked high and up. It's a deflection. Rebels will move it back over. The set for Lopez, who gets the kill. See the change from Chernow to Shipley. So the junior sails that one a little bit too long. Be a point for the Rebels. See a couple substitutions from RB. That's set and spiked over by Beals. It's a great job setting from Franco Cranrich, the junior who just came on in that last substitution for RB. Served by Lopez.
A little short, but it made it over.
Just barely bouncing off the net and onto the Ridgewood sideline. Or, excuse me, Ridgewood side of the court. Can tell I know volleyball so much. Lopez will serve again. Set by Ridgewood, actually just gonna tip it over.
Tip by Aiden, and it makes it.
Great tip there by the sophomore Aiden Dara. We talked about Kyle Coomer. One served a little long by Lopez again. As I was saying, Dara, like Coomer, one of the sophomore players on this roster. So it's now 20-6 Bulldogs. Coomer tips that one over. Wood donks it into the ceiling. They'll just tap it over. It's the set to Coomer, and that's a strong kill to improve the Bulldogs' advantage to 15. Now checking on for RB, it's the senior, Aiden Shep.
Ooh.
Served by Beals, a little bit short.
We can see the change in the formation by the Bulldogs. When it's their turn serving, they'll have 3 bunched up at the front. But when it's the Rebels serving, they'll have it more directed and open for the libero to grab the ball.
So we see that there. Serve there from Dominic Barron. Just a little bit too powerful for RB. It's now 21-8. Bulldogs recover. Set for Coomer, and that's
a spike that's out.
We get a little bit too long. Too much power there from the sophomore Coomer. That's back-to-back points for Ridgewood. As Barron serves again, the junior. Tipped over. Ridgewood.
They're having a great volley right now.
Set for Shep, and that's a powerful kill. Big spike there from the senior. The crowd and the RB bench loves to see it. Senior Santiago Medellin serving.
Great.
Lechukin tried to tip that over, blocked by RB. This set.
Spike.
Big spike there from Shipley. RB now just 2 points away from taking this first set, which they have dominated in. Medellin serves again. Stopped by Ridgewood. Set. Popped over, and then Shep serves that a little, or excuse me, spikes that a little too strong. Point for the Rebels.
And we have a miss by Santiago.
Now 23-11 as Martinez serves for the Rebels. RB will recover. Set and spiked over. Quinn Shipley's had a couple of those today, and you see the power from this senior heavy roster. Sophomore Kyle Coomer, he's had a couple big moments, will serve for the Bulldogs. Set point. Lechukin, good block by Coomer. Now set up for Lopez, who takes the set for the Bulldogs. You heard it there from the announcer, 25-11. RB dominant in that first set, maximizing both their height and power from this senior heavy roster. Alicia, what's your biggest takeaway?
The biggest takeaway is definitely the digs and, needing more movement. Keeping a volley, that's the point of the game. It's in the name. You volley. We're seeing our boys having a lot more strength and more straight hits, and sometimes it can work out for them. Sometimes it's going straight out. So, toning down that strength a little bit will help them.
If you're Ridgewood here, you've had a rough first set. You haven't really been able to respond to some of RB's power, some of RB's power, especially when it comes to those seniors spiking the ball over the net. But you have been able to take a little bit of advantage of a couple errors from the Bulldogs. How can you expand on that and try and win this second set?
Definitely just keeping the boys more toned down this set, because as we can see, Ridgewood can't handle the heat. I mean, they're not taking it as well, and a lot of the players seem to be jumping in front of each other, which is causing overlap and poor communication, and that causes Ridgewood to lose points very easily. They can't handle our boys' strength. And while, like I said, it can do them some good in some instances, sometimes they go a little overboard and it causes them to have an out on a serve or a spike.
Definitely a flumgasket of an effort so far for the Rebels. Certainly have some talent, some power there. We saw it on a couple of plays, but not able to string much together. They only had one back-to-back point segment there in that first set. We see a very excited crowd, lots of parents here enjoying RB's performance in that first set. It's all smiles over there on the RB bench. A little under a minute now before we head to the second set. So RB looks to close this one out quickly here on senior night.
Do you have any prior knowledge of volleyball?
I did a volleyball game last year. It was not very good. We did not have the setup that we have now, as RBTV has certainly gotten some great investments. We'd love to thank our sponsor, Mike's Hot Honey. Sponsors the majority of our sporting events, and we couldn't be more grateful for their financial support.
Absolutely.
And also just for making a great product, because I do indeed love Mike's Hot Honey. Both these teams getting ready for the second set. See that front line for the Bulldogs, anchored by Lopez, Shep, and Coomer. Three of the tallest men on the roster for RB, and it's kind of nice. You have a little bit of variety, 2 seniors, 1 sophomore, some youth, some experience, but certainly a lot of power for Ridgewood to deal with. Mendelean the serve.
Yep.
Set by Ridgewood.
Blocked
the line. RB recovers. Now here's Coomer.
with a beautiful spike.
Perfect there from Kyle Coomer, the sophomore, showcasing his power here tonight on senior night. Medellin serving again. Blocked by Ridgewood. Now here's the set. I'll just bounce it over. And Shep with a strong spike to get the second point of the second set for the Bulldogs. Seen him in the middle there. Quite a bit of power from the senior. Here's serve.
Nice kick
kicked.
Number 1.
Can you kick? Is kicking legal?
It is.
Kicking is legal. All right, then. Ridgewood not able to recover there as the libero for the Rebels. Number 1, you saw it, the captain, Patrick Klopatowski. Probably butchering that. Again, I apologize. Had to do this with softball, too. Can't pronounce those Polish last names. As Coomer couldn't get his hand all the way around it, has to tip it over. There's a great job by Lechukin, one of the senior captains on this Ridgewood roster, to just tip it over the RB block and get the first point of the set for the Rebels. Now serving Santiago Martinez, the junior. Set for Lopez, blocked by Ridgewood. Coomer. Great spike from Kyle Coomer. We've seen it all too many times tonight. The sophomore is loving it out here. And now he'll serve. Rebels will set. Lechukin is going to spike that into the net. And now he's hearing it from JV volleyball. So set for Lechukin again. It's a smart play there by Lechukin. Everyone on the RB's side looked like, or was preparing for him to spike that one hard, but instead goes to the outside corner with a little soft tap over the net and gets the point. Set for Lopez, he'll tip it over. That'll be another RB point, as it's now 6-2 Bulldogs.
We have Noah being subbed for Aiden. No, actually Aiden's coming in.
Aiden Shep now serving.
Absolutely wide open from the ridge.
No one there as Patrick Klopatowski, he I don't know what that's called. He tipped it. Is that what that's called?
He did.
He tipped it. Is that the term? Is the term tipping it?
Yeah, with the fingertips, yes.
Okay, so he tipped the ball up, and none of his teammates were there to come get him. Miscommunication from the Rebels now. So the opposite there is Coomer with a nice tip. A strong spike over.
Ooh!
Well, Lechukin with a great play, quick reflexes there from the captain to get another point for the Rebels. He's certainly been the star, not only in this set, but the game for Ridgewood. So now he'll serve. Set by Lopez.
Quinn.
Spiked hard over by Quinn Shipley. So now Jordan Lopez the senior, can play all around the court, will serve for RB. Tipped up by Ridgewood.
And right into the net.
Spiked into the net. Poor job there by the Rebels to get on top of that one. It's now the lead 9-3. RB starting to pull away here. Tipped over and out. Again, just a poor job by Ridgewood trying to get underneath these serves. Lopez will continue serving. Bulldogs with the 7-point advantage. That one ping-pongs around and ends up into the Ridgewood side of the net. Yet another poor job by Ridgewood defensively. They can't set up any kind of spikes, any kind of tips over. Just poor communication. As Lopez serves again.
Right into the roof. Ceiling, rather.
There's that kicking you were talking about. We call that an ace for Lopez. He's had a couple of those tonight. As again, Ridgewood just looks rather discombobulated.
Absolutely. Nice spike, but it's out.
Much better job there. They weren't able to get the point, but RJ de Guzman able to get on top of a spike there. He sailed it a little too strong, but if you're Ridgewood, you know, you have to like that a little bit more, don't you?
Yeah. But, I mean, we're seeing that when they do come with the power, it's not getting them very far.
Well, Alicia, as the expert here, if you're Ridgewood, you're just flat out not able to handle RB's power. You're not able to really contest here in this second set. What do you have to change up to get back into this one?
Absolutely, definitely be prepared. They have seen it in the first set, and they aren't really changing much. There seems to be poor communication because they're either leaving it wide open or there's people stepping in front of each other. They have to be in unison, they have to work as a team, and they need to bring as much of their strength as they possibly can, which they aren't doing, leading to the Bulldogs thriving.
Well, in a sport that's communication is really so crucial, how can Ridgewood improve that?
Definitely just calling the ball when you see it coming towards you and, you know, yelling to tell your teammates to get out of the way.
Here's Lopez serving again. 10-point advantage. Tipped by Ridgewood.
Tip again.
Just tap that one over. And there's some miscommunication from the Bulldogs as Ridgewood's able to steal a point. Rebels will serve. Tipped up and hit hard by Beals. Returned by Ridgewood. Set and spiked hard. That's the sophomore Aiden Dara. We've seen both sophomores, Dara and Coomer, showcasing their power as the future of RB volleyball looks very bright here on senior night. Shipley will serve now for the Bulldogs as they lead it 14-4. Tapped over by Ridgewood. Set, and it'll be
tip that they can't receive.
It's a great tip there by Dara. He's got those very long arms and able to extend it to that back line of the Rebels, and they can't get a hand on it. Shipley's serve over. Ridgewood. Tap it back over on our RB side. Now set and spiked by Beals. Ridgewood able to tip it back over to RB side.
Great volley so far. Seems like Ridgewood's getting it together.
Indeed, as there's Lechukin who has a nice spike. Barely saved by the Bulldogs, and then Dara's spike of his own caroms off the right side of his hand and goes out of bounds. See Ridgewood, though, on that volley, much more coordinated, much better communication as we were talking about, and now they'll serve. Set for Coomer. There'll be a foul on Ridgewood, point for the Bulldogs. It's now 16-5. RB's really pulling away. We saw it in the first set, and it's looked even more dominant here in the second. Chernow will serve. Middle of that first set, he looked very dominant, contributed to a lot of RB points. As there's yet another ace. Gavin Chernow, the senior, it's about his 8th ace on the day. Great response there from Ridgewood, though. So we see the junior Santiago Martinez, outside of those 3 captains for the Rebels, he's been one of the few who's looked rather solid, and we see it there on that point. Tipped for Coomer, and a great block by Lechukin.
We see a lot of our boys scrambling around the court, leaving a lot of spaces open.
It's the serve. Set and tipped over by Dara. Ridgewood struggles to get on it, tips it back over to the RB side. This one's set for Dara, who spikes it down with authority. One gets the crowd going here in the RB Gymnasium. It's the Bulldogs with an 11-point advantage. Now serving, Santiago Medellin with the ace there. The lead's now 12. Medellin serving again. Set.
And a spike that's out.
Spiked a little too far there. Santiago Martinez, talked about him a couple moments ago. The 6-foot junior has had a solid impact for the Rebels, but can't get that one to go as that sails a little too long. Now Medellin on the serve. I don't know what happened there. It's Dominic Bahrain, another junior here on Ridgewood, who just kind of smacks that one into the stands. Served by RB. Rebels set. It's a good job to tip it over. Good kill for Ridgewood. As you see Medellin try to save it, but it goes sailing over the RB bench. That's the first point in a while by the Rebels. It's now 21-8.
Nice over.
Medellin again hustling to that ball, but unable to get it in play. Rather to keep it in play, as now Ridgewood will serve.
And we have another tip. Quinn saves it.
I don't know how he stopped that block at the line, and then Lopez with a big kill there. RB just 3 points away from a dominant senior night victory. There's yet another huge spike from Jordan Lopez.
A beautiful jump spike that ends up in the net.
A little too short there from Noah Beals. Or excuse me, not Noah Beals. Mateo Garcia. Shortest player on this RB roster. So that one tried to tip it just over the net, but went out of bounds. Back-to-back points for Ridgewood. Set for Shep, and that's a good strike. See the power from that senior in the middle for RB. The Bulldogs just 2 points away from victory. And Shep now will serve. Set for Lechukin, and that's a powerful strike. Seeing the captain, Lechukin, the main and relatively only bright spot here for the Rebels today.
Nice
Except for
up.
Lopez, he wasn't ready for it, but still tips it over the net. Ridgewood responds, Lechukin's serve, blocked. Now set up for Shipley, and that's a great kill for for Quinn Shipley, as it's match point here for the Bulldogs. Here the crowd, everyone's amped up. Lopez will serve. The RB win on senior night. Moment got a little bit too much to him as he put all the power he had into that one, and it's a little off target. The freshman for Ridgewood will serve. Set. Tipped over.
Out.
See Cher now.
We're seeing our boys slightly lose grip, and the Ridgewoods aren't too far behind.
Ridgewood taking advantage as RB's letting the moment get to him a little bit here. Again, set up for the perfect strike to win it, and it's just a little too long for Beals. Serving again, it's Perry Zulutella, the 5'5" freshman for Ridgewood. And that's a clean kill from Shipley. The Bulldogs win this one with ease. 25-13, 25-15, 2 sets to nothing.
Yes.
RB looked dominant as ever as the fans here loving it on senior night. Alicia, what'd you like most from the Bulldogs' performance?
I love the strength. I love bringing their power as much tonight. I definitely think that senior night helped amp them up. We saw in a little bit of towards the end that they were getting a little too in their heads, you know, knowing that you're 1 point away from winning, it'll get to you. But the Bulldogs did amazing playing both sets. Ridgewood really had no competition. Great to have them go away with another win coming up on this next Thursday.
Yes, RB certainly with a good bit of a momentum heading into their final matchup. Ridgewood's going to have to play the Wheaton Warriors for their last game of the season. It's going to be in 10 days. Wheaton's currently ranked number 54 in Illinois. What could Ridgewood learn from this performance?
Ridgewood absolutely needs to start slamming people. They need to bring the power. They need to understand that you need communication. Walking in front of each other will never help you. It will never get you anywhere. Bring as much strength and don't only rely on your captains to be there.
Certainly some good advice, as once again, I'm Dakota McGonigal here with
Alicia Mueller.
Thank you for watching boys volleyball here live on RBTV. A successful senior night and quick 2-set victory for the Bulldogs. Thank you for watching.